Now this next section, now I could label this as a section using HTML5 markup. We'll come back to that. I think for now, I just want to indicate that this is a heading. At least that makes sense to me. And then what do we have here? These are the ingredients, and it's a list of ingredients. So I'm going to mark it up as a list. Now, when you go shopping, the order you buy these doesn't make any difference. You just need to have these things on hand. So I'm going to mark this up as an unordered list. So it won't have numbers. Down at the bottom, I indicate the end of the unordered list. And then these are the items in the list. Now the way those are marked up is just with the tag list item, and then there's a closing tag. Now some editors will give you shortcuts for doing this sort of thing. You can certainly, copy and paste. Sometimes I will take the beginning and end tags, copy and paste, just to make things a little easier. And so here we have list items contained within a tag. If you want to clean it up a little bit, some editors will clean things up for you, but I'm just editing this to be back on the same line. And I have this extra start here that I'm removing. Okay, so here we have beginning of a list, the end of a list, beginning and end of each list item in turn. Now at some point I could save this and just see how we're doing by opening it up in the browser. So I've saved that. I'm going to reload the page. Okay, this is starting to show more structure. The main heading, my H2 still has my CSS styling that we had before. Here's a heading 3, a paragraph. It creates spacing around. A heading, a little bit bigger, bolder than the normal text, put spacing around it. Here's an unordered list. Unordered lists typically have like a bullet starting each one off, and they're indented. That's the default styling. We can change that styling any way we want. Okay, let's go back and finish our markup. Don't need that. Go back into our text editor. Directions. Okay, again, this is a similar level to ingredients. It's not subordinate to ingredients, it's equal. So I'm going to give it the same level of heading, H3. And then, what is this? Directions. This is also a list, but the order you do things is important. So I'm going to make this an ordered list. And it seems to end down here somewhere. Now, in the source, it was in 3 steps. And I'm not sure that that's actually the way I would do it. Let's take a look. In a large bowl, beat the eggs and sugar until they are very light and fluffy. Then it says stir in. That sounds like a different step to me, even though they had it all in one step. Okay, I'm going to do an indent. I'm going to tab, put in another list item, typo, and then where's the end of this? Now, instead of typing, I'm going to copy, stir in anise and oil, and add lemon zest. Okay, let's call that a step. Maybe See, the next morning, this is interesting. I'm going to start a new list for the next morning. Oops. There. Here, I'll start this with a capital D. Many directions will be just a straightforward list. I've broken this into two lists because there's this big break in time here, and I wanted to try to indicate that. I'm tempted to put some sort of selection on here, put it in an element rather than let it be hanging by itself. Question is, what would that be? Let's go ahead and take a look at what we have so far. Reload. Okay, so this is what I have here. Ingredients, bullet, 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 directions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The next morning, 1, 2, 3. And then we still have our tag down at the bottom. The way it's left right now is semantically, we don't indicate what this text is. It's just kind of hanging there. Graphically, at the moment, it doesn't look that strange, perhaps. But I'm thinking that since this is a heading, maybe this should be a subheading, just to be clear about what it is. It could just be text in a paragraph. That's another option. Wherever you work, you might have style guidelines indicating how to indicate things. For now, I'm just going to say that this is a paragraph. I'll just set it off as not being particularly important, like on the level of a heading. I'm doing that partly because there's not a real level difference between this list of instructions and this list of instructions. They're all within the H3 level. So I don't want to create a separate level for this. Again, if I save and refresh, you see that that didn't actually change the appearance with the default settings. It just created some markup for it, indicating where it fits in the hierarchy.